Hi everybody, Coach Steve. Hope you've had a great week and are ready to get to sweating again this week with another workout. This week is week 8 in our journey to the Winter Games, and welcome to those that are just joining or have had some time off, and welcome back. This week we're going to build off of the exercises that we've been doing over the last several weeks. This is the last week for this sequence and this build. And next week, we're going to start a whole new series that will continue to build again for another 4 weeks. So always looking to improve our balance, improve our speed, improve our strength and flexibility, all the things that we need to be successful, not only in our sport, but in life. So whatever that is that we choose to do, whether it's for work or a hobby, or just wanting to help out around the house. I know some activities require a great deal of strength and flexibility, such as, bending over, picking things up and moving furniture around. So all these things are going to help you in your daily life as well. So welcome, and let's get right to it. In terms of the equipment we're going to need this week, we're going to need our sliders, as we have over the last couple of weeks. Going to need our tubing, and that tubing is going to be attached at hip height. Now, I've changed the position of my tubing for this week so that my back isn't to you. So many of you may know that I've been using it here. This week, I've just set it up in front of the camera so that you have a better angle on what it is we're going to be doing. And we're going to use our square as well. So I've got my water close by, got my towel as well, and we're just going to get right to it. So we're going to start with our lunge sequence, and that's that forward, backward lunge with the reach overhead and the reach at the ground. So we're going to do that 4 times. For those of you that have not seen that, what that look like is it's a forward lunge, arms overhead, and then a backwards lunge. All right, so why don't you all join me now, and we're going to do 4 on the left and 4 on the right. And my eyes are going to follow my hands, which is going to help take my spine and extend it and flex. And last one. I hope you're feeling that all through the front, and as we step back, all through that posterior chain. All right, switching legs. Now, if balance is a challenge for you during this exercise, have a wider stance. So what I mean by that is, instead of stepping in front of your other foot, step out to the side a little bit more. Give yourself a wider base. All right, 2 more. And last one. And down. Great. All right, shaking that out. Now we have our lateral lunge with our reach. So the way that looks, so I'm going to be stepping, reaching across. I'm sitting back on my heel. And I'm reaching up to the sky. All right, 4 to the left, 4 to the right. There we go. Feeling that through my groin. Also feeling that through my left hip. Great. I'm reaching up. Trying to get as straight through my shoulders as I can. And great stuff. Other side. Step, reach, and reaching back. All right, last one. Step, reach, and come back home. All right, shaking that out. Then we have our hip circles. Gonna do 6 on the left and 6 on the right. You can have your hands on your hips for balance if you like. Just gonna take that knee up, take it back, and bring it around. All right, so picking it up, taking it around, and back. If you need to foot down for balance, that's fine. If not, you can try and work that balance the whole time. All right. That's 4, 5, and 6. And shaking it. A little bit of a bend and bounce on that left leg so it's ready for balancing. And that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, last one, and 6. Great. Shake, shake, shake. Let's get a little bit of a running on the spot. All right, so as we finish up our warm up here and we just kind of get our body moving around, I'll just run through our exercises that we're going to be doing. So first one, we're going to have our square and we're going to be doing some single leg hops, forward, back, side to side, all the way around the square. I'm going to do that 3 times on one side and 3 times on the other. And shaking it out, let's grab a drink. And that's our first exercise. And then our next is that really cool lunge, the forward lunge. We're going to come back to a balanced position. And then we're actually going to go into our warrior pose, airplane, deadlift, balance position. And then we're going to do some of those hip drive motions and followed by our tabletop, our floating table if you like. So, as I mentioned, our first exercise is a hopping sequence with our square. So, going to have one foot in the center and our goal is to jump forward, side, back, and side and in. We're going to do that 3 times around on the left side, 3 times on the right. Now, it does not matter which way you go, but I might suggest that if you're going to go clockwise the first time with each leg, that you might want to go counterclockwise as we're going to be doing these exercises again in a couple minutes. All right, so I've got my left foot in the center. I am going to put my hands on my hips for balance, trying to keep my shoulders nice and level. I'm up on my toe, give myself a couple bounces, and we're going to go forward, back, side, and forward again. And done. Great. And I hope you landed in the center every time. And a good goal is to try and land in the same spot every time, which is why you may see me looking down, because I'm trying to do just that. I want to land in the same spot on each hop. All right, so here we go. I got my right side ready, and here we go. And I'm going to slow this down a little bit so that I can execute cleaner. Sometimes the brain works a little bit faster than our body. All right, shaking that out. Great work, everybody. Now, my apologies, I did not mention, if the bouncing and the hopping is too much for you, we can also just do a little bit of let's say a bounce from one foot to the other. So we can go forward, back. So if I do this, I can go forward, back, and that takes a little bit of that strain off of the landing. We can also do both feet, or you can just avoid that exercise altogether if that is just too much for your knees and ankles, all right? And hopefully within all of those movements, I've been able to give you something to build off of. All right, so now we have our lunge. So the lunge this week is really kind of fun. We're gonna do 6 of them. And what you're going to need is you're going to need a lot of space around you. So we're going to be, and I'm going to do it sideways so that you can see what's going on. And hopefully I have enough room. We're going to do a forward lunge. We're going to come back to our balance position, and then we're going to go right into our airplane deadlift tabletop position. All right, we're going to do that 6 times on the left, 6 times on the right. And I'm going to face you, as I believe I have a little bit more room when I do so. All right, so just stepping out, coming back. If you need to foot down for balance, that's fine. And then we're going to go into our balance position. Great. I'm going to hold that for a second. Come back to center. If you need to foot down, that's fine. That's 1. Going to step out, back, and into our balance. That's 2. 3. 4. Footing down. And 5. Great stuff, everybody. Last one. Nice long trunk. Great. All right, shake that out. I felt my foot starting to get very hot from all that balancing. All right, now we have our other side to go. So lunging out, back, and down. I think I may turn sideways for this, so I'm not right into the camera. Great, that's 2. 3. 4. And footing down. 5. Last one. Lunging out. Back to our balance. And hopefully I'm nice and flat. Great stuff. All right, shaking that out. All right, so as I mentioned, we're gonna do our hip turns. So if you remember with these, we're looking to just fast hip turn while maintaining our forward eyes and shoulders. So what we're gonna do today is we're gonna just do some side to side, almost jacks, if you will. And then I'm gonna say left, we're gonna hit left. Now, you can turn left or you can mirror me if you like and go the same direction I am. So, but for you, that's going to be the opposite because of the way this is all being filmed. Enough said, we've got that for 20 seconds. So here we go. And left, right, left, left, right, right, left, right, left, right, and right, and right. Great stuff. All right, I think I need to do a better job of calling it out before I twist, but I'm sure you're all so fast on that you're catching it and you're right there with me. So great job. And we're now going to do our floating table. And the way that that's going to happen is, if you remember, we start with our hands under our shoulders, our knees under our hips, and we're just going to raise our knees off the ground. And what we're going to do today is we're going to move forward, tiny steps. So I'm up, I'm going to move forward a little, backward. We're going to center our shoulder over our wrist, and from there, we're going to reach up, keeping those hips low, and then we're going to do that for 30 seconds. All right, so here we go. We're up. I'm going to go forward, backwards, rotate, rotate, great. Rotate, rotate, great. Keep those knees close to the ground, just off. Rotating, rotating, great. Last one. Great stuff. All right, shaking that all out. Went just a little longer than our 30 seconds, but I think we got a lot out of that. So everybody have a drink. Going to be using our tubing next, followed by our sliders. All right, so what we've been doing with our tubing recently is we've had that side position. Today, we're gonna have it in front of us. So I've got my tubing at hip height, and we're gonna hold it. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna get into a squat. And as we come out of our squat with our long arms, we're going to take it and pretend we're almost throwing a bucket of water over our shoulders. All right, and as we do that, because of the tension that we have, we're gonna need to really drive our hip. So if you know how to pivot on your toe, as I throw my hip and I pivot, I'm gonna put my handles down. As I have my hands and I throw my hip, I can roll onto my toe so that it helps drive. A lot of those soccer players and our figure skaters and basketball players, they all know how to really kind of pivot. Our golfers as well, incredible with the pivot. So we're going to do 10 to the left and then 10 to the right. So it's going to be left, right. So the way that looks is I've got my hands in front, chest height. I'm going to twist, throw over my left arm. I'm going to throw over my right shoulder. Always coming back to that squat position so that I can drive and extend out. All right. So 10 times to the left and right. Here we go, left, great. That's 1. That's 2. I'm throwing my hip around. It's 3, 4, 6, 8, 9. Last one. Boom. Boom. 10. Great work. All right. Gently put those down and get my sliders. All right. So our sliders are going to be part of our push-up for today. So we've got 10 push-ups, and what we're going to be doing is we're going to take our legs, we've got our sliders, we're going to bring our leg out to the side, bring it back around, other one, and then we've got our push-up, boom, and then again. So leg out, back, up, down, that's 1. 10 in total, all right? Here we go. So right, left, push up. Right, left, that's 2. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, almost there, everybody, great work. Hold that nice long plank. 9, last one, out, and great stuff. Oh, those push-ups, although the challenge is there. Certainly getting easier after all these weeks. All right, have yourself a drink, please. And then we're going to hit those first 4 exercises again. And as with everything, I'm certain that we're going to be better the second time around. So if you remember, we have our forward, back, side to side hops. So what I found was I was kind of trailing off on one side to the other, which made it hard because if I landed here, it was a really long jump to get to the outside. So I'm going to really try and focus this time on being in the center of the square so that each jump outside of the square is of equal distance. So left foot, you can have your hands on your hips if you like, or however you'd like them to be for balance purpose. So give a little bit of a bounce to start. And if you remember, if you went clockwise last time, we're going to go counterclockwise this time. Here we go. Great stuff. I was far more successful that time. How about you? All right, so we got counterclockwise on the opposite side. Little bounce, and here we go. Forward. And I'm going to do one more time because I wasn't happy with that last one. Much happier with that one. Thanks for waiting for me. All right, shaking it out. Shake, shake, shake. Now, if you remember, we have our lunge, balance, to our deadlift, plain tabletop position. All right, so I want to make sure that I have enough room in the back. All right, here we go. We have 6 on each side. Remember, it's okay to stop in the middle to reset yourself. I'm sure our figure skaters are looking at this and thinking, I do that on a very tiny knife edge on ice. And I say, awesome for you. I'm having a hard time doing it on flat, dry ground. And last one. Great stuff. Great, then shaking it out. And also our gymnasts as well would have that position pretty much down pat as well. All right, shaking, shaking. And other side now. So we've got our lunge, back, and balance. Great stuff. Lunge, balance. Great. And down, back. I believe this is 5. And 6. And great stuff. Shaking that out. I may have been one short. I was distracted by, we've got some construction. So if I was short, my apologies. Hopefully you finished the set. All right, now we have our hip turns. I'm going to do a much better job of saying left before I go left, or right before I go right this time. Hopefully helping you be a little more successful at this. So, all right, so we've got our in and out, and then we're going to drive those hips. Remember, shoulders forward. Okay, in, out, right, right, left, right, left, right, left, 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 right, oh, left, last one, left. Great stuff. All right, shaking it out. And we have our last floating tabletop. So with this one, we're gonna switch it up, and instead of going forward and back, we're gonna do a little shuffle to the left, a little shuffle to the right, back to center, and then we're gonna get that rotation in. All right, so I'm in my center, I'm gonna go left a little, I'm gonna go right a little, I'm gonna come back to center and rotate. Great. And left, right, back to center, last one, reach, and reach. Great stuff, everybody. Outstanding work. Let us grab our water. All right. So I hope you've enjoyed that sequence today, and obviously the lead up over the last couple of weeks to get here, and are just as excited for the start of a new routine. So I certainly am. All right, let's get into our little bit of a cool down. So we're gonna do our forward lunge with our backwards reach. Now, when we're doing our back step, we can step forward and then we've got this back step. And when we do the warm up, I like to keep my toe down, but for the cool down, if I bring my toe up as I do this, that sweep, I'm gonna get a little bit more of a calf and hamstring stretch out of this. Don't want it to be too painful, obviously, because our muscles are already stretched. So now should be more of an ah kind of stretch rather than a ooh kind of stretch, all right? So with that in mind, got our forward. Just gonna take a nice easy step, and I'm gonna reach as far back as I can. And again, I'm gonna take a nice small step. I'm gonna reach down. I'm gonna pull that toe to my nose. Feel that engage more of a stretch. And I can step out a little further if I like. And driving down. And then toe. It's 2. 3. And getting deeper each and every stretch. Great. All right, that was 4. Let's go with the other side. It's 1. 2. Big reach up, big reach back. And down reach. 3, last one. Reach up. Great. And reach down. Gonna bring that toe up. And 4. Outstanding. All right. So we've got our lateral lunge with that big reach. 4, stepping, reaching, and extending to the sky. Great. That's 1. Step. 2. 3. And step, sitting down. And 4. Great. To the other side. And this is a really good opportunity for you to start getting control of your breathing if you haven't already. Just nice, easy breathing, bringing it down, almost wanting your body to just calm down, get ready for a nap almost. After we get some food into us after that workout. Last one. Great. And back to center. All right, so now we're going to do our little bit of a spinal roll. So just going to reach down, curling our head, reaching down to the ground. And then slowly bringing yourself back up. Great. Once you get down there, you can certainly bend your knees a little bit to take the strain off your hamstrings or your lower back. And then as we come up, we're just going to stand straight up again, shoulders back. Down. And back up. Great, let's do that one more time. Great. And down onto our hands and knees. Got our cat-cow. So pushing our back and our stomach away from the ground, and then dropping everything to the ground. All right, and away, pushing up, and dropping everything down. It's 2. And 3. Up again. And 4. Great. And we're going to get into our child's pose. So I like to walk my hands out, make my knees wide so I can get down. And if you like, you can walk your hands away. That'll help stretch out a little bit more through the upper back and lats. Helps to lengthen your spine a little as well. All right, everybody, come on up. And we're going to get into that wide lunge, where again, we've got that rotational reach. Okay, so we're reaching back, I'm leaning down into my stretch, so I'm feeling a good stretch through my groin and my hip flexor. And keep pushing that hip down and reach back, reach underneath, and reach back. And underneath as far as you can go. Great, again, reaching back. And down and under. Let's do that one more time. And down and through. All right, switching legs. Again, that wider than normal position. With our foot in our kneeling lunge, placing the hand down, feel myself lean into my stretch. As I reach back, I'm going to feel myself lean even more into that stretch. Great. And then back through. And reaching up. And back underneath. Last time. And down and through. All right. Great job today, everybody. Certainly hope you've enjoyed the last several weeks and the slow build that has led to this workout. And as I am always mentioning, please feel free to revisit these exercises and these workouts a couple times a week, and speak with your training coach so that what you're doing now isn't necessarily impacting what you're going to be doing with your sport-specific training. So engage in that dialogue. I hope you've enjoyed this week's workout and are ready for another series and another sequence starting next week. Until then, everyone, stay safe, be well.